municipal truck. Now it kind of looks okay on this side. You know, not too bad at all, man. Look at that. Not too bad at all. One of the biggest reasons that we're parting this thing out is there's just nothing left here. I think the sill plate here was the biggest piece of floor that we had left. It was very breezy coming home. 83,000 miles. Tank's really good shape, but it had rust jacking in the frame and it split the frame. They welded it back together here. They welded it back together here, all the way down through here. This weld continues. I'm not bothering with it. More than likely what's underneath there is too thin. So the bed itself may look a little crusty, but it is definitely salvageable. It has one cross member. Jared and I were looking at this. It has this one short cross member. It goes just right to there. That needs replaced. All the others are actually in a really nice shape, just to have paint flaking. The outside needs reskinned to make it a nice bed. Got holes here and here, but we can have this piece remade. I think I pieced that in right there. I think somebody may have redone this part. Anyways, we can have this side remade and let it come all the way up here, and we can just redo this whole side, because the posts back here, which are substantially thicker and don't seem to ever be a problem, it's in good shape. The gate's in good shape. It's got a little wowzer right there, which I don't know if you really care about that either. Rear's pretty good shape. No dents. It's a straight gate, and this post is good. No troubles there. Just again, we're in the side. The front bulkhead, depending on what truck we're going to use it on, might need work, so we may have that redone. But sub-assembly, all the C-channel's good. All the cross members on this side are good. There's actually still really nice paint up here. But anyways, this is what's next. We're taking this one apart. So this is usually something that goes pretty quick, is these stack mounts on these cabs. A lot of people want these things. We'll take it off this cab for sure. Another good tank. Another good 10R 200 tire, even though we don't use them. There's a lot of farmers that still do. People think these are split rims. These are not split rims. These are locking ring tires. They're not a split rim. But regardless, people don't like them. They think they're dangerous. So I guess we'll let the fun begin. Start tearing this thing apart. Price of admission right there.
Yeah.
Let's see if the other one will come out. You don't know, I just bought this. This is a gear wrench adjustable foot pry bar. Look at this thing. It's 29 inches right now, but now it's 48 inches. Adjustable length. Pins I can't get to in there. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Well, it was well worth it for that.
That's pretty cool. Now we just gotta get the rear hinge pin out, which I think I have to drive that out. Yeah, I gotta drive that one out.
Mm-hmm. gonna put it here for now. I think he has to move a truck or something. Really? Wow. That's safe. Well, he realized it's welded just a little bit on the back there. So he's going to have to cut that off. That should do it.
Look how much it jumped over here.
Lots of rust in there.
Alright, now I'm going to get the grate on because I'm at an angle. It's going to come off weird. But I'm going to try and shove it back. I'm going to try and come this way first, but it's all cattywampus. That is, so when it goes to lift up, it's going to want to go like this. So be aware.
Okay. And the cab is junk, so it doesn't matter if it hits that.
Here, you can have that.
Okay, thanks. I needed those.
You got to make sure that spout block doesn't get caught up though.
Okay. I think we have one chain that's longer. Okay, it slid right out, so that's good. Wait! Wait! The ground for his plasma cutter was still hooked up. Boy, is that crusty. Wow. Hey. Hey. Your grinder. You might want to get it down. He's just going to plasma cut off the suspension instead of trying to get the rusty bolts out. Oh, that was easy.
Traps water in here too. Makes everything fail sooner than it needed to. Just like that. This is a truck I call Dear John. I call it that because it's a Davy tree truck. For whatever reason, I always call it the John Deere. So I figured if I call it Dear John, it would be a little less confusing. I think. Or not. I don't know. Sure runs and drives well. Well, that's a little bit better. Anytime you deal with dump trucks with central hydraulics, it makes a mess. Even though we drain that, you're still going to have residual. So we've got everything cut up into sections and loaded up on the F650, which for whatever reason, I call this the John Deere truck. Every time I talk about it, I say John Deere. I don't know why. Then I started calling it Dear John. Whatever. So the next step is we want to continue working forward, and I'm going to work on getting this snowplow bracket all cut off of here and on there for scrap. I want to reduce this thing down to where the only thing left is what I want to keep, which is the mechanical engine with 83,000 miles on a DT466 and an Eaton Fuller 6-speed, not the Spicer 6+1.
So we've gotten a lot of parts off here and the frame cut down. We're just going to scoot it back this way some, so we have a little more room, since we're always out of room. And until we finish getting the rest of it scrapped or parted out or whatever. He has a truck in front of it, so that's why he has to go off to the side, so it's taking a little bit longer. Is that good? Okay. Alright, I'm going to put this jack stand under it. Okay. Alright then. Two bolts on that side were way too hard for him to get to with the wrench, and they're pretty rusty, so he's just gonna do them.
I tell you, there's nothing left. I'm really not kidding.
Yeah, I can see that road sign
I mean, there's more
up there.
There's more pieces ready to fall off than there isn't. I mean,
My goodness.
I had so many people tell me that they'd fix this cab. Yeah. I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying that
Ain't worth it.
you must be used to working for 5 cents an hour, because this is not costing. I mean, look at this. There's nothing left here. What are you gonna fix? You know? There's no floor left. And that's why we're taking it apart. I get this a lot where guys are like, they act like we're taking things apart because we are too lazy to fix them. I mean, there's just nothing left here. Here.
That's funny. You have to pick and choose.
This is the most valuable thing on the whole truck right here. That piece of aluminum. But yeah, look, There's nothing here.
I mean, if this was all you had and you didn't have any money and you really needed a truck, okay, you might try and fix it, but this it's not worth it.
No, look, there's nothing
I'm not saying you personally, but someone, they may attempt to fix it.
I don't know. There's nothing holding the cab right here. I say that, and then look.
Something is.
Whatever. This is a cab mount. It's completely separate.
Maybe it's the seat.
You know, the only thing holding this truck together is the willingness to run and drive. International are not the most creature comfort, laid out, elaborate, comfortable trucks in the world, but man, do they run for a long time. I mean, we're not talking about max force here, but you know, we're talking about good old trucks. I drove this thing home, and I'm going to tell you, I had more air coming up through the floor than I had coming through the windows. And if you notice, we're missing a vent window here because we sent that to Ben out in Oregon for his truck. Some guy off Marketplace wanted this, and I told him he wanted the whole entire frame assembly, how it mounts to the side of the frame, the bumper, the pump, and everything. And I told him $500. And he told me that was ludicrous, and I told him, I said, you have apparently never had to take one of these off. Look how involved it is. It is so far underneath this truck, it ain't funny. Watch you cut this stuff. If it's got a bend in it from being pushing on stuff, it wouldn't be unreasonable for this thing to pop up at you. Sometimes I'll leave just a little bit not cut so that I have to hit it. Tic-tac-toe.
Whoa.
Look how hard them pins are. There's like almost no wear on them at all. We'll be hanging on to them.
So the bolts were really easy. Like that took like, what, 3 minutes to get all of them out. Or to get the nuts off the back at least. They kind of stayed in there. But
you have to be careful in this stuff because if you don't, sometimes it'll come down and it'll hit your foot.
Yeah, and bruise it up. Yeah, watch your feet. Boy, that one would hurt.
You'll have to make sure you get some water in there.
Okay.
Look how that pulled down on this. You have them spacers in there. Look how it bent the bolt.
Oh yeah, wow.
That's why we don't like long bolts. And look how far this goes up underneath here. You still got an air brake chamber in the way. The hose for the air brake chamber plus all these bolts. Yeah, I thought I should take that off and sell it to him for $50. Good luck. Good luck, Chuck. wonder if they tack welded these to the back at all. Guess not. Yep, they were tack welded to the back, that's why. So if the bolts got stuck, it's almost impossible to get it out. Alright, I got 2 more on the front here. I think that's it for this mount. We got that all reduced as far as we're going to go for right now. I'll start cutting the hoses off. We're going to keep the pump. We'll probably use it for something else if possible. So you see what we've done. We got everything cut off and we've loaded up everything we're going to take to scrap. Leave in the comments what was the total weight, how much did the scrap weigh, would the truck weigh empty, and what did we get for the scrap, and I'll show it at the very end. But it's all loaded up. We're going to head out in the morning and get it taken in. People ask me all the time why I hate GM medium duty trucks. Well, this is a perfect example right here. This is a 9-foot cab to axle truck. I'm on a stationary seat, no air ride. Seat's just beat up beyond belief, and I can hold my phone. It's not bouncing out of my hand. Smooth ride, comfortable. This is why I like Ford medium duties. It's why I like Freightliner. It's why I like Peterbilt and Kenworth. GM has never made a good medium duty truck and probably never will. You can see the road I'm traveling down, and I can still hold the camera and I can still talk to you. I could never do that if I was in a GM medium duty. Okay, we are empty and back. The truck with all the scrap steel that was on it weighed 16,360 pounds. Empty, as you see it right here, it weighs 11,780 pounds. So we took in 4,580 pounds and it brought a total of $419. So those of you who guessed along, thanks for playing. Keep watching because we're probably going to do this some more. I got a lot more stuff to take in and get rid of and get cleaned up for winter. I like to do this in the fall and in the spring. We ain't done yet. Catch you on the next one.